Welcome back to another episode of Eerie Tales from History. Today we're diving into one of the strangest and most gruesome werewolf legends ever recorded, the story of Peter Stumpp, also known as the Werewolf of Bedburg. Before we begin, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more chilling historical tales. Let's delve into the dark and disturbing life of Peter Stumpp. Background: born in the village of Eprath near Bedburg, Germany, in the early 1500s, Peter Stumpp's early life remains largely a mystery. However, we do know that he grew up in a tumultuous period marked by political and religious unrest, with the Protestant Reformation sweeping through Europe. It's unclear what impact these events had on his formative years, but they undoubtedly set the stage for the horror that would later unfold. Adult life. As Stumpp grew older, he became a farmer and appeared to lead a typical life for the time. He married, had children, and was even known to be quite wealthy. But as the years passed, strange and terrifying events started to plague the region. Gruesome attacks left mutilated bodies of livestock and, more disturbingly, of men, women, and children. The villagers were gripped by fear, and whispers of a werewolf stalking the countryside spread like wildfire. The 25-year reign of terror, while detailed records of Peter Stumpp's crimes are scarce, there are some accounts that shed light on the horrifying nature of his alleged killings. It's important to note that the information available is based on confessions obtained under torture and the sensationalized reports circulated at the time. As a result, the accounts may not be entirely accurate, but they do provide insight into the fear and horror surrounding the Werewolf of Bedburg. One of Stumpp's most shocking crimes involved an incident with his own son. He reportedly did things that I would not repeat here, further fueling the belief that he was a monster in human form. This act of filicide stands out as one of the most appalling examples of his alleged atrocities. In addition to his family members, Stumpp targeted people in his community, particularly children. One such case involved a 12-year-old girl who was found in an unfortunate way. Another instance involved a group of children playing near a river who were attacked by Stumpp in his wolf form. Stumpp was also said to have preyed on livestock, tearing animals apart and leaving their remains scattered across the countryside. This not only contributed to the growing panic and superstition among the villagers, but also had a devastating impact on the local economy. Despite the gruesome nature of his crimes, Stumpp was able to elude capture for years, likely due to his ability to blend in with the local population. As a farmer, he appeared to be a regular member of the community, making it all the more difficult for the authorities to identify and apprehend the werewolf responsible for the string of brutal killings. Confession and trial. Host. Under torture, Stumpp confessed to the horrific crimes, revealing that he had practiced black magic since the age of 12. He claimed that he had made a pact with the devil, who provided him with a magical belt that allowed him to transform into a wolf. When he wore the belt, he said, he was consumed by a bloodlust that drove him to commit unspeakable atrocities. His trial and subsequent execution were well documented and widely publicized throughout Europe. Pamphlets and broadsheets detailed his confession and the subsequent investigation, which implicated both his daughter and his mistress as accomplices in his heinous acts. Execution and aftermath. On October 31st, 1589, Peter Stumpp faced a brutal execution. His body was strapped to a breaking wheel where he endured great tortures. His limbs were then broken and he was beheaded. His daughter and mistress suffered a similar fate, being burned at the stake. The gruesome scene was completed by erecting a pole with a torture wheel and a wolf figure, topped by Stumpp's severed head as a stark warning to others. In the years that followed, the legend of the werewolf of Bedburg continued to captivate people across Europe. The story was likely sensationalized and exaggerated, reflecting the fears and superstitions of the time. But what remains undeniable is the reign of terror that gripped the region and the dark legacy left by Peter Stumpp. I would like to focus on some theories that claim Peter was not just some crazy guy who hurt people because he fancied himself a werewolf. I have noticed with serial killers in general, if you look deep enough, there is usually a connection to satanic ritual abuse and/or occult involvement, suggesting that there are way less natural-born killers than the media likes to portray. I believe it is their duty to prove that U.S. humans have the capability to commit such horrific acts without some form of government satanic programming. While there is limited historical documentation to provide a comprehensive account of Peter Stumpp's life and crimes, some theories suggest connections to Satanism, black magic, and the occult. It's important to note that these theories are mainly rooted in the beliefs and fears of the people during the 16th century, rather than concrete evidence. Yet how many times must this occur for it to become as solid as concrete, I wonder? Satanism and black magic. The most prevalent theory, as outlined in Stumpp's own confession, is his involvement with Satanism and black magic. Stumpp claimed to have made a pact with the devil, who provided him with a magical belt that allowed him to transform into a werewolf. This connection to Satanism and black magic was used to explain his monstrous acts and ability to elude capture for so long. The role of the occult. Some theories suggest that Stumpp may have been part of a larger occult network, either as a member or a victim. He could have been initiated into a secret society that practiced dark rituals, which would explain his knowledge of black magic and his ability to carry out his crimes for an extended period. Cults and secret organizations. Although there is no concrete evidence to support this claim, it is possible that Stumpp was part of a cult or secret organization that encouraged and supported his actions. These groups might have shared similar beliefs in the supernatural or dark arts, facilitating Stumpp's descent into werewolf mythology and murder. Police and authority involvement. Considering the widespread fear and panic caused by Stumpp's crimes, it is conceivable that local authorities may have been involved in a cover-up or conspiracy to keep the werewolf myth alive. This could have been done to maintain control over the population or to divert attention from other issues in the region. I am setting the groundwork for a later video about serial killers and their connection to the occult, with some of the accounts being similar to this one, in where the criminal claims to be of supernatural origins or possess supernatural powers. Right now my videos are scattered a bit, like the beginning of any great construction, but soon they will tie together into one large realm of truth for us to draw from. That was just one account of many, and most are buried in the passing of time. I will give life to these stories once again so that we may choose for ourselves what our world actually is and who lives alongside us on it. Stay tuned for more. You are only human for watching.